All right, let's get into a huge concept, dialectical materialism. It's a core piece of Marxist thought.
So, at its heart, it's a way of looking at the world and understanding why it's always changing.
Sounds pretty dense, right? Well, let's just break it down into its two main parts.
Okay, first up, materialism. The modern version of this idea really comes from another German philosopher. That would be Ludwig Feuerbach. Marx and Engels saw his work as a really crucial starting point.
But they thought it was incomplete, still kind of tangled up with idealist and even religious ethics.
So what did? They decided to refine it to pull out what they called its essential core. By getting rid of that extra stuff, they aimed for a purely scientific version of materialism.
Okay, that's materialism. Now for dialectics. This idea goes way, way back, all the way to ancient Greece.
It basically went from being a debate technique to a whole philosophy about how progress happens. And the thought was, what if nature itself works this way, through constant development and change?
So this idea that things move forward through struggle is totally central to the dialectical method.
The guy who really brought this into the modern era was the philosopher G.W.F. Hegel.
But just like with Feuerbach, they didn't take everything. They just took what they called the rational kernel.
And by doing that, they ended up with a method that was completely different from Hegel's.
Marx himself was pretty clear about it. He said his method was the direct opposite of Hegel's.
So for Hegel, ideas shape reality. For Marx, reality shapes our ideas, a complete 180.
So when you put their tweaked materialism and their tweaked dialectics together, you get a brand new worldview.
So you have this way of seeing nature, but what happens when you turn it towards people? You get historical materialism. It's the same idea, just applied to society and its history.
You can see the flow, right? A general theory about nature becomes a specific theory about history.
So, the big takeaway is this. It's a framework for seeing a world where change comes from opposing forces clashing.
But is that really how all change works? Well, that question is exactly why this is still debated today.